Picture this. It's Saturday afternoon. I'm standing in a recording studio in Brooklyn, Grand Street Recording, the kind of place where you can feel the music in the walls. There are 8 of us, women I had never met before that day, and we're about to scream into a microphone. Not out of frustration, not out of rage. Although, honestly, yeah, a little bit of both. If you know Tracy Bonham's song Mother, Mother, and if you're a woman of a certain age, you know it, you know the chorus. The part where everything is unraveling and somehow it's all supposed to be fine. This past weekend, I screamed that chorus into a microphone in a professional recording studio with Tracy Bonham standing right beside me. And I meant every single word. We're going to be on the record. Our voices. My voice on the 30th anniversary recording of one of the most iconic songs of the 90s. And I almost didn't send the email that started all of this. Hey, I'm Jen Weinstein, and this is the Midlife Edit, the podcast for women who are done waiting for permission to live their lives out loud. We talk about all of it here. The stuff that's messy, the stuff that's funny, the stuff nobody warned us about, and the stuff that we're finally figuring out. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. So let's back up, because this story doesn't start in Brooklyn. It starts with an email I sat in front of for way too fucking long. I wanted Tracy on this podcast. If you've been here a while, you know I had her on. And if you haven't listened to that episode yet, please go back and do that after this one. But what you don't know is what it took for me to actually reach out to her. Because honestly, here's the thing. I do this. We do this, right? We see something we want, an opportunity, a connection, a conversation, and before we even try, we've already decided the answer is no. It's protecting ourselves from rejection by rejecting ourselves first. I sat there and did the whole thing, oh, she's too busy. She doesn't know who I am. Who do I think I am to reach out to somebody like her? But then I sent it anyway. And she said yes. And we had one of those conversations that remind you why you started doing something like this in the first place. It felt like two people who had known each other for years just catching up. And that was the beginning. That one scary email that I almost didn't send. And I want you to remember that and hold on to that because we're going to come back to it. So I want to fast forward. Tracy was hosting an event, a weekend in Brooklyn for a small group of women for Mother's Day. And of course, I'm there, right? I'm like, of course, yes, let's do this. So I flew into Brooklyn on Saturday morning. And I want to be honest with you, there was a little moment on the plane where I thought, what am I doing? I don't know any of these women. I was about to walk into a room full of strangers. And I was about to spend the weekend with someone I genuinely admire, which, no matter how confident you feel, comes with its own weird pressure, right? But I got there. And something happened almost immediately that I truly I wasn't prepared for it. I walked down the stairs into this recording studio, into a room full of women I'd never met. And within minutes, and I truly mean minutes, it felt like we'd all known each other for years. There was no bullshit small talk phase, no awkward get to know you surface level stuff. We just landed together in this room, and it felt so completely natural. And I've been thinking about why that happens. Because it was a unique experience in this cool thing in Brooklyn, and I don't live in Brooklyn. I don't get experiences like that. That was a once in a lifetime kind of thing, And it's hard, and I've talked about female friendships before, and I've talked about friendships in midlife. But why, when certain women are in certain rooms at certain ages, we can just skip all the preamble bullshit and get straight to the real stuff? And I think it's because we've all been through enough that we don't have the energy for the pretending anymore. We know what matters, and we can smell authenticity. And by we, I mean me, I'm so hungry for connection that when it shows up, I don't waste time. That room was full of real women, and honestly, it felt like coming home. And I want you to picture this place. And please go look it up on Instagram. Make sure that you give them all the love and share and everything. But it's called Grand Street Recording Studios. And I want you to picture it because it matters, okay? It was a real recording studio, the kind of place that has history like soaked into the walls. You walk down the stairs, there's a little welcoming room, and then you walk into another room, and it just has, pictures of albums and records and books. And the ceiling had this like lines of this beautiful fabric on it, and there's microphone. The vibe, the feeling that you walked in, I swear to you, and roll your eyes if you want. I got chills. I got emotional. Like, I was like, holy shit, right? And I got to watch Tracy record the 30th anniversary version of Mother Mother. 30 years. That song is 30 years old. And she's back in the studio, putting it on record again. And we got to be there for it. And listen, I'm not going to pretend I was cool about it, because I was not cool about it. I mean, on the outside maybe, but the inside, I was freaking the fuck out going, pinch me. Why am I here? How did I get here? Is this real life? But here's what I want to tell you about that. It wasn't just about being in the room with somebody I admire. It was about what it felt like to be in that room as a woman, watching another woman do the thing that she was made to do, completely, unapologetically, completely herself, completely just doing the thing. And there's something about witnessing that does something to you. It gives you permission, and it's not the kind of permission where somebody grants it to you. It's internal. It's the permission you find inside yourself because you watch somebody else claim it first. And then we had our turn. We got to scream the chorus. We did it all together. We all had our own individual times. It was fucking powerful. Total of 8 women. One song, 30 years, about everything unraveling and somehow still being fine. And we're going to be on that record. Our voices are going to be on that album. I'll be in the credits. And when I was little, and I've talked about it a zillion times before, I wanted to be Jem. And if you don't know Jem, first of all, we need to talk. But Jem was this cartoon rock star from the 80s, and I was obsessed. Not just because of the music, but because of what she represented. She was seen. She took up space. She was loud and bold, and the world didn't end because of it. And that was the dream, to be that. I didn't realize it at the time. I just wanted the singing and pink hair and everything else. But I wanted to be somebody who took up space. I wanted the attention on me. And I was going to do that however I possibly could. And guess what? I didn't become a rock star. But last weekend, I screamed on a rock star's record. And the little girl who used to sing into a hairbrush in the living room, she was very, very into it. And then the next morning, it was Mother's Day. And it was just Tracy and I, and we had brunch, just the two of us. And this is the part that I really want to talk about, because this is the part that cracked something open for me. We talk a lot about superficial stuff that you see on Instagram and even like celebrities, right? And you think, "Oh my gosh, they have it all together. They know who they are. They feel strong. They don't have imposter syndrome. They just go do the thing," right? So when you look at somebody from the outside, somebody who's had a hit song, who's been Grammy nominated, who has built a career, who by every external measure looks like they have it all figured out, it's easy to put them in the category. The people who made it, the people who don't struggle the way the rest of us do. So we had brunch. And we talked about all of it. Making ourselves small to make people feel comfortable. People pleasing. Imposter syndrome. That voice that tells you you don't deserve the thing that you've already earned. Not speaking up for what you want because you're afraid how it will land. Not necessarily with the public, but in your own world, with your family, with your parents, maybe. That constant internal negotiation between who you are and who you think you're supposed to be. And guess what? She's navigating it too. Success doesn't silence that voice. An accomplishment doesn't fix it. A hit song from the 90s that people still know every fucking word to doesn't make you too immune to wonder if you're enough. And yeah, the conversation was amazing. And there was some very special moments for me that I'm going to keep for myself because it was special for me. But, one thing that I think I really took away that I want to share from that conversation is there is that somebody inside of you all the time. Doesn't matter who you are, where they're telling you that you're not enough or that you shouldn't be doing this or what is everybody going to think about you? And we all have that inside of us. But as we get older, you start to care a little bit less and not in a checked out way, but like in a free way. Like those things that used to tie you in knots start to loosen their grip a little bit. And you stop performing for people who are never really watching. You get more comfortable saying, "This is who I am, take it or leave it." And especially now in 2026, as we're raising children who are in the social media era, who are constantly comparing ourselves, it's our time to lead by example, to do the thing even though you're scared to do it, to speak out against something else because you don't agree with it, to be that leader in your own mind where if something's not right, you're going to stand up for it, to truly speak how you want to speak or sing what you want to sing or dress how you want to dress and not give a fuck about what other people think. Because I have news for you. They're probably not even thinking about you because we're all thinking about what ourselves, right? We are all, by human nature, thinking about how we look or how we act, you know? And if you're surrounding yourself with people who you think are judging you, then you just need to get new people. And if you can't, maybe it's somebody in your family. Then say the thing anyway. I spent most of my life conforming to other people, whether it was to get attention because I'm the eldest daughter and the way things happened in my world, um, I was kind of pushed to the side. So some people rebel. That was me. Whether it was with friendships and I wanted to be part of something so badly that I conformed and I started doing things that they like to do because I thought that that's what would make me likable. You know, relationships. I would make myself smaller so that the men I were with could feel bigger. They could feel like they were doing something. We have to stop performing for other people because then you really truly lose yourself. I mean, the whole point of living is to be who you are. And I say it all the time, being a woman in midlife has really let let me let go of a lot of those insecurities. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I'm 100% comfortable with myself and my skin, but I needed this weekend for my soul, for my mind to know that there are other women out there who truly, and when I say this, I truly 100% mean it. When I walked into that room, dressed in my favorite kind of clothing because I'm a true 90s girl and I like the 90s grunge look and that's what I feel comfortable in. And I stop myself from wearing it a lot of the times because I don't want to be judged. But you know what? I said, fuck it. This is my time. And I walked in there so confidently and I never once felt judged by anybody in that room. And that's the whole project, isn't it? That's what we're all trying to get to. Yes, it was an experience that most people will never get to have. And I'm so happy I had it, but find your experience. Find that thing that is going to make you come back stronger than ever and realize that, like, all the little bullshit, insignificant things don't fucking matter. The next trend and that next thing that Instagram tells you you have to buy or TikTok shop or whatever the fuck you're on, that doesn't matter. When you are on your deathbed, when you look back at your life, I want you to think, holy shit, I did it. I led a beautiful life for me. I know we're women, and that's not how we're designed, right? Internally, we always are worried about other people, and we take care of other people, and we're worried about what they think or what they do or how they act or what is going to make them happy. We fill other people's cups up before we even worry about our own. But I'm going to tell you, that's not the life that you want. Yes, you want to be needed, but you also want to love yourself. And it starts there. It starts with sending the email, making the phone call, walking up to that person, saying no, putting a boundary up. It starts with one simple little thing that you don't think that you can do. But when you do it, holy fuck, does it feel good. So I flew home yesterday thinking about that email. The one I almost didn't send when I wanted to invite Tracy on the podcast. What if I hadn't sent it? I don't get that conversation. I don't build that connection. I don't have the relationship that I made this weekend. The relationships, and not just with Tracy, with these other women who are from all walks of life. And now, we just experienced something fucking amazing together and we're friends, right? I don't get to stand in a studio in Brooklyn screaming a chorus into a microphone that's going to be on a record. I don't sit across a table from somebody at brunch and hear my own fears reflected back to me by someone I deeply respect and feel less alone because of it. All of that from one email that I almost didn't send. So here's what I want to leave you with today. We talk a lot about imposter syndrome like it's something to overcome. Like one day you'll wake up and it'll be gone, and then you'll finally be ready to do the thing. But what if it doesn't go away? News fucking flash, friends, it doesn't. What if the move is to just send the email anyway, to get on the plane anyway, to walk into the room anyway? You don't have to feel ready. You just have to go. I asked. She said yes. And then I fucking screamed. And somewhere in all of that, I remembered something about myself I'd been quietly forgetting. And I am somebody who asks for what she wants. That I'm someone who shows up. That little girl who wanted to be Jem wasn't wrong about what was possible. She just had to wait a little bit to find out. Don't take yourself out of your own life. Send the email. And one more thing before I go. If this episode and you're listening, you're like, fuck yes, like I need to do the thing. I need to ask for what I want. I need to make the phone, whatever it is. If you're sitting there thinking about that email that you haven't sent, the one that you've been waiting to feel ready for, I want to make sure that you're taking care of the woman who's going to do all of those things. So I made a free guide, but it's called Nobody Warned Me. And it's the honest midlife hormone guide for women who are done being surprised. And it's honest, like it's not some bullshit to get you to buy a supplement. I'm telling you, there's no strings attached here. Because here's the thing, you can't show up for your life, send the scary emails, get on the plane, scream on the records if your body feels like a stranger's body and nobody's telling you why. And again, it's free. It's fucking honest. It's just everything I wish somebody handed me sooner. So I took all of your feedback, all of the messages I was getting, all of the questions that I was getting, and I put it into this little PDF that I'm just going to send to you. So I'll put it in the show notes, or check out the midlifeeditco.com. You can find it on there. Just do it. Just click it again. You don't have to pay for anything. And if you listen to my podcast, it's in my voice just on paper. Like it's everything that I wish I would have known. So don't say nobody warned you. Thanks so much for listening. Go send that fucking email. This is the Midlife Edit. We're going to make a damn good chapter. That's it for today, and honestly, I could keep talking, but I'll let you go. If this episode resonated with you, the best thing you can do is share it with a woman in your life who needs to hear it, because we all have that person. And if you're not already subscribed to my newsletter, The Backstage Pass, come join us. It's where I get a little more personal, a little more behind the scenes, and a little more honest than I probably should be. You can find the link in the show notes. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you next Tuesday.